What if I told you that Meghan Markle, the woman who was once hailed as the American princess, might have never truly loved Prince Harry? What if everything we've seen, the royal wedding, the tearful interviews, the constant media circus, was all part of a bigger plan? A plan that has kept the world watching, waiting, and questioning. From the moment Meghan entered the royal family, something felt off, didn't it? The glitzy appearances, the smiles, the so-called fairy tale. But underneath it all, many began to wonder, was it all just an act? Could it be that Meghan's true intentions have been hiding behind those picture-perfect moments? And what about Harry? The charming prince we once adored, has he really found happiness? Or is he just trapped in a web spun by the very woman who now holds his future in her hands? In today's video, we're diving deep into the drama that continues to unfold between Harry and Meghan. We'll look at their whirlwind romance, their public battles with the royal family, and the shocking moves they've made that have left the world questioning whether this marriage will last, or if it's all just a carefully constructed facade. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear might change everything you thought you knew about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Now, before we get into all of that, I have a question for you. What's really going on behind closed doors? Let's find out together. Let's take a step back for a moment and ask ourselves, what's really going on with Harry and Meghan? How did a fairy tale romance that once captivated millions now seem like a tangled mess of media frenzy, family feuds, and conflicting stories? From the very beginning, there was something that didn't quite sit right. Meghan Markle, an American actress with no royal blood, suddenly entered the royal spotlight, sweeping Prince Harry off his feet. The world watched in awe as their whirlwind romance unfolded, an engagement, a royal wedding, and the promises of a new chapter for the British monarchy. But was it all as perfect as it seemed? Let's be honest, many of us were swept away by the fairy tale. But over time, questions started to bubble up. Why were Meghan's family members noticeably absent from the wedding? Why did her relationship with her father seem so strained? Was it all part of a bigger strategy? Some might say it was just family drama, but others see it as a red flag, an early indication that Meghan wasn't quite the person we thought she was. And what about Harry? The prince who once seemed so eager to break free from royal expectations and lead a life of his own. Did he truly find happiness with Meghan? Or has he been swept up in something far more complicated than he ever anticipated? Some of his closest friends and family have raised concerns about his mental well-being. And many question whether his relationship with Meghan has played a role in his growing isolation from the royal family. But let's not just speculate. Let's look at the facts. Meghan and Harry's departure from royal duties was unprecedented. They stepped away from their royal responsibilities, claiming they wanted privacy. But then they appeared on Netflix, sharing their every move with the world. The tension between what they say they want and what they actually do is impossible to ignore. And let's not forget the infamous Oprah interview, where they shared intimate details about their lives, accusing the royal family of wrongdoing. Is this the behavior of a family trying to keep its issues private? Or is this a calculated move to gain more attention? Now, when we compare this to the history of the royal family, things get even more intriguing. The monarchy has always been about duty, tradition, and family unity. But Harry and Meghan's actions seem to push against these values at every turn. Could they be trying to rewrite the rules for their own benefit? Or is there something deeper at play here? After all, the royal family has weathered scandals before. Think back to Princess Diana's tumultuous marriage to Prince Charles. A relationship full of love, betrayal, and eventually, tragedy. But Harry's situation feels different, more public, more polarizing. And that's where the real questions lie. Is Meghan in it for love? Or is this all about securing a long-term, financially stable future, with Harry as her ticket to the top? What does this all mean for their future? Will this marriage last? Or are we watching the slow unraveling of something that seemed so perfect just a few years ago? We've seen signs that Harry is growing weary of the constant media attention, while Meghan seems more determined than ever to keep pushing her own agenda. But what happens when two people, seemingly in love, begin to see their dreams and their identities clashing? So, where does this leave us? After everything we've discussed, we're left with more questions than answers. Meghan and Harry's relationship has been anything but ordinary. From their fairy tale wedding to their public battles, it's been a roller coaster of emotions, media frenzy, and family drama. But the question still remains, is this marriage built on love? Or is it just a carefully orchestrated plan to secure power and wealth? For all the love and affection they once seemed to share, the cracks are starting to show. Harry, isolated from his family, and Meghan, seemingly more determined to carve her own path than ever, can they find a way to make it work? Or are they just two people trying to survive in a world that constantly watches their every move? I want to hear from you. What do you think? Are Meghan and Harry playing a game? Or are we witnessing a genuine love story in the making? Do you think this marriage will stand the test of time? Or will it end up like so many royal marriages before it? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you want to see a more in-depth analysis of the royal family, and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. I'll be back soon with more insights.